How are you today? I remain your host, Moralaya Hanoputi. Thank you to everyone for always joining us on another edition of Mary Clinic Live. I remain your host, Moralaya Hanoputi. So today I'm going to talk about some things, but some very crucial and important things. And I would like to welcome all our new subscribers, all our returning subscribers. Thank you for always joining us. I felt it's important for us to talk about these crucial issues or matters that have been arising on the clinic of late. I'm talking about Married Clinic on our Facebook group page where we have over 100,000 people. Never mind the sound of the baby at the background because, see, I've told myself today, whatever it takes, I'm going to do this video today. No distraction. I won't allow anyone to distract me. So I'm going to get this done quickly. So there has been several posts, so many posts from different women talking about how they are being maltreated in their marriages, how they are being treated, either by husband, by mother-in-law, by this, by that, even complaint from men as well on things that are happening in their marriages and, how they feel that they've not been treated fairly or nicely. So I talked about it that okay, so let's talk about some of these issues. Let's discuss it because it seems that we have some primitive or faulty mindset out there or a wrong concept about marriage. Some people have a wrong concept about marriage, while some have this kind of a primitive mindset about marriage. So one of them is okay, so can two work together except they agree? Now we all know that this is scriptures. Now when we say can two work together except they agree, it doesn't mean that you must always agree to what I say and I must always agree to what you say. No, that's not what that scripture is saying because see, marriage is between two adults and you can't force the other adult to do what you want. You don't have control over their own actions, but you have control over your own actions. So when it says can two work together except they agree, it means that both of you at some point, part of the working together, part of the agreement to be able to work together is also that both of you will reach compromises at times so that you both can work together. You may need to compromise here and there so long that compromise is not going to affect you negatively in any way. You might need to, meet your spouse halfway, shift here, shift there, here and there, and both of you will meet halfway and you will now find out that you have a ground to agree on some certain things. But for you to say, oh, this is the way I am, this is how I do my things, I'm not just going to change it for anyone, I'm not just going to shift my ground, is to be calling for maybe trouble or crisis in your marriage. There can't be peace that way because you should know that as two adults that are living together under the same roof, both of you should be able to reason together, you should be able to dialogue. And I do not shy away from the fact that we have some spouses that don't listen. Like when you are communicating, they don't listen to what you are saying. It's just what is on their mind that is on their mind, and that is what they want to do. So I do not shy away from that. But in a very ideal situation, two adults should be able to communicate in such a way that they can understand each other and they can know what the other party wants and be able to adjust either their ways, their lifestyle, their plans to be able to fit in with the other person's plan. Now, another thing I notice is that some people think that when you are married to someone, it means you have to suffocate the person with your own needs or with your own wants, such that the other party cannot have a life, or you will not allow them to have a life of their own or a breathing space. All you want them to live for is just for you. And I don't think that would be fair because that individual, even before marriage, that individual have been in existence and have been living for, maybe for 30 years, for 20 something years, and they have, people in their lives that probably they grew up with. They have plans, they have goals, they have ambition, probably they have careers that they've been involved or engaged in before they met you. So it will be very unfair for you to now say, oh, because they have met you and because they are married to you, they should drop all of that. They should drop their family members. They should drop all their dreams, all their ambitions, all their goals in life, all their aspiration. As a matter of fact, they should also drop the purpose for which God created them on earth. They should drop everything just to serve your own biddings and to serve, just your own, selfish interest, or to meet your needs. I don't think that would be fair. And I don't think any spouse would like that. No spouse will be happy in such an environment where their dreams is stifled, their vision is not actualized, everything about them seem buried. I mean, no spouse will live a fulfilled life that way. You will always find out that this spouse would, they would just be existing because they just want to make the marriage work, but in the actual sense they are not living. They are not living, they are not happy. They are not energetic. There is no energy, no vibrations here and there. Now another thing is that I notice is that there seems to be a lot of there seems to be a lot of issues around, oh, he's not making me happy, oh, he's making me happy, oh, he's not making me happy, oh, she's making me unhappy. I want you to know that, see, your own happiness lies in your hand. Fine, it's good to be happy in a relationship or in a marriage, but the honest truth is, see, all the people on this planet Earth that got married, there is no guarantee that the person you got married to will make you happy. So when reality tells you that you are married to someone that is making you sad, that is making you unhappy every day, then what you should know, or what that should tell you, is that you should be responsible, for your own happiness. You should be the one to invest in things that will make you happy. So what does that mean? That means that you need to pay attention to, maybe your lifestyle. You need to pay attention to your health. You need to pay attention to probably your vision, your career, your purpose for living. What is that thing that brings you a sense of fulfillment? What is that thing that makes you confident? What is that thing that you do and you feel fulfilled, that brings you a sense of fulfillment? Then it means that you need to engage yourself more in those activities. And that is why at times, when some of these women say, oh, my husband is not treating me well, oh, he pushes me to the back seat, he asks me to sit at the back and all of that. Some women would advise that, you know what, even though this man is not treating you well, learn to treat yourself well. You know why? See, if you don't treat yourself well, if you allow yourself to be a pushover for someone to, to maltreat you, to walk over you, to run you down, to say unpleasant things to you, if you allow that to get to you, I tell you, you've given someone the control or the power over your life, and you don't want that to happen to you. So anything that will make your head to be bowed down in shame, in whatever, in depression, you need to avoid it. You need to avoid it. You have to create that your own environment, of sanity and sanctity. You have to get yourself engaged and involved in things that will make you happy. You have to be happy despite all, or there should be no sad moments. And even if there are, then it means that maybe life happened, but not that is someone's action or someone's behavior is making you sad and you are always responding or reacting to that. Now, if you have to keep reacting to everything your spouse says to you or everything they do, then I tell you, maybe we would really not be happy in our marriages. But when you are happy in yourself, when you find happiness and fulfillment in the things that you do, and that takes us to idleness. That is why I don't believe in an idle spouse. No matter who you are, whether you are a wife, whether you are a husband, you can't afford to be idle. You know why? Because when you are idle, a lot of unnecessary things get to you. But when you are busy, when you are engaged, when you are spending your time doing the things that matter, doing the things that brings you a sense of fulfillment, I tell you, some irrelevant flimsy things will not get to you. As they come to you, they bounce off you. Why? You can't see them, because what your mind is pondering on, what your mind is dwelling on, is on higher things. So you can't see all those petty things, you can't see all those pettiness. And it's just a way of valuing yourself above anything else. No matter how much someone tries, to pull you down, to brush you aside, to relegate you to the back seat, you tell yourself you are first and not last. You are important. You matter. Yeah, because if you don't matter, then God will not create you on this earth. For him to have created you on this earth, that means there is a purpose you need to fulfill, and that's why he created you. And marriage should not change that. The fact that you are married to someone, maybe the right or the wrong person, should not change God's purpose for your life. It should not in any way relegate you to a non-entity. So you don't allow that. You don't allow anyone feel like a nobody. I know women and as well men that before they got married, they were full of life. They were energetic. They were ambitious. Their life seemed smooth. It was going on a smooth lane until they met this wrong man or this wrong woman. And it's like their path became so roughened. It's like they are retrogressing. It's like they are stagnant. It's like nothing is moving. Now, when that happens, what do you want to do? I mean, because life also has a way of communicating things to us. When you go journey with someone who has brought stagnation, stagnancy, and all sorts of negativity, retrogression into your life, what do you do? Now, do you want to continue to sit down and throw a pity party around yourself and be crying? "Ooh, I made a mistake of my life." Excuse me, time waits for nobody. And I mean nobody. Time waits for nobody. Before you know it, you realize that you have grown old. So you don't let anyone, and I mean anyone, determine how far you can go in life. You don't allow anyone define you. Yes, that you married someone does not mean your life should be set on the path of destruction. No. See, your life first before marriage. Why? Because without that life, marriage cannot happen. And that's the honest truth. So you need to learn to look after yourself. You need to learn how to watch your own back by yourself. That is if you have a spouse that is not good enough to do all of that for you. So I'm simply trying to tell you that having a bad spouse as well is not an excuse for you to also pause your life and put everything on hold and become a stagnant, life, and continue to complain that, oh, it's not making me happy, she's not making me happy. No, you have to get up and you have to keep moving. You have to keep moving. That is how life is being structured. It's being structured in such a way that when you fall, you should rise up and keep moving. When you fall, you should rise up and keep moving. It is the people that rises up when they fall that eventually make it. But when you fall and you're there crying, spilling, crying over spilled milk, then I tell you, before you know it, time has gone, and time waits for no one. So please, another last point that I will make before I round up, because my baby is already calling on me. But I told myself today I'm going to do this regardless of the distractions I'm going to get from them. I'm going to make this happen today. Now, the last thing I want to say is that, see, the fact that you married someone does not mean you can just open your mouth and be insulting them. Does not mean you can, it does not mean you have the right to just maltreat them or treat them anyhow. No, 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 no. See, it is just marriage they went into with you. It doesn't necessarily mean that you own their life. Yes, that is the honest truth. That you're married to this man does not mean you own his life. That you are married to this woman does not mean you own her life. You don't own anyone's life because you can't create one. So you have no right to use your mouth to damage their self-esteem, to damage their confidence, to damage their integrity, the dignity that God has put in them. You have no right to even damage maybe their humanity. No, that right is not given to you as a human being. And that is why all the time I always say that thank God God is not man. Thank God God is not human being. Because if God were to leave us, to the mercy of human beings, I tell you, none of us will have the energy to raise our heads up, because left for human beings, they want your head bowed down. They want you subservient to them. But for God, that will make some people to thrive. Why? Because you know God, you know the owner of your life. So man, husband, you are not the owner of that woman's life. So because you don't own her life, you cannot be beating her and be flogging her. I mean, recently someone was saying, oh, that if I were to be her husband, I would first give her a good beating. And I said, excuse me, you mean we still have husband that beat their wife, that beat women? I said, no, 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 no. It's like you don't understand. When you beat, you are beating your wife, someone you claim you love, someone you claim you are one with. You are maltreating them, relegating them to the back, treating them like house girl, as a maid. I don't get it. It is not right. That someone married you does not mean you own them, you own their life, you should treat them like a piece of rag, you should maltreat them, you should talk down at them. Some of you even have the God to talk down at your spouse's father, at your spouse's mother. You talk down at their siblings, you talk down at everything, on everything, which is very bad. See, no one is perfect in life. You may have the opportunity to see their own weaknesses or the areas they are failing right now. Yours might be the next. So you don't use that, to talk down at them, to make it look like they are a non-entity, they are a nobody. You as a spouse don't allow such from anyone, not even in the name of marriage. Should you allow a maltreatment from someone you call your spouse? No. Learn to rise, and I mean rise. Learn to rise above all those negativity, all those maltreatment, and keep moving. Keep moving, keep living your life, keep looking good, keep enjoying your life, keep doing the things that will make you relevant, that will make you fulfill purpose, that will make you live a fulfilling life. Never stop it for anyone, not for a spouse, not even for your children. Integrate them into your activity or into your life matters, but don't now live your life solely for them, such that they are in control of everything called your life, and you have no life to yourself outside of them. No, that is not a good life. That is not the way God designed it. And the honest truth is, all those people you are living the whole of your life for, they will not be there for you forever. Yeah, that is true, because at some point we all will leave this world. So why living as if, oh, that person is your life, that marriage is your oxygen, is your everything? We value marriage, but we are trying to say that beyond just the marriage, pay attention to your own self, your development. Be sure you are also well, you are okay internally, you are okay health wise, because see, your marriage, the health of your marriage is as good as the state of your own health. So if the state of your own health is not good, if you are broken in your body, I tell you, there is no way you can meet the needs of your spouse in marriage if your body is broken, if your body is in distress, if it's stress, you cannot function well in marriage. Same way, if your mind is disturbed, if your mind is not together, then it's going to show in that marriage as well. That is why I keep saying, pay attention to your own overall health. I mean, 360, spirit, soul, and body. Have a relationship with God. Have a relationship with, good relationship with the people around you as well. Don't always make it look like, oh, you are living for this person, you are living for that person. And please make sure you have financial or economic empowerment. Don't be a dependent adult, because the only reason why a man will look at a woman and think that he owns her and owns her life is because she's not economically empowered. Let's try to be economically empowered. Let's be responsible. Let's be relevant. Let's be useful. When you are economically empowered, I tell you, before people can push you around, they will think twice, because they know that you have the means to get yourself, probably the justice that you need, or probably the things that you need, or probably the things that life has to offer. But when you are destitute, then they will take advantage of that, and they will keep maltreating you because they know you have nowhere to go. So please don't let us put ourselves at the mercy of anyone. Don't put yourself at the mercy of anyone. Try to improve on yourself. Try to work on yourself, and by so doing, things will work out well for you. So I would like to go now, because already we can see my baby is protesting. Of late, she wants to feature. Of late, she wants to be featuring with me, and very soon, maybe when she's 2 years old, I'll be dressing her up for her to feature with me, so that she can be part of this. So sorry for the noise, but I had to do this because this is very important. So I remain your host, Mola and Okuta. I hope you have learned something today. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us a like, give us a comment. Till we meet again. I say